What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you today with more Danmachi, and today we're going to be talking about Iris. Free-to-play Iris very specifically. Now, a lot of you guys have asked me, how much Iris do I need for the upcoming collab? My answer is very simple. 8,000 Iris is what you need to kill 2 banners. That said, I do feel like we're going to get a rerun. If you want to partake in the rerun is another, well, 10,000. But don't get too excited yet. Don't go crazy on me. Hear me out. This is literally, and big shout out to Astrology, who actually made this chart here. And I'm going to kind of scroll around the chart with the best of my ability. Sorry, it's a little less professional than usual, and that's usually pretty bad to begin with. But I just kind of have this blown up and scrolling around the screen, so it might be a little jumpy at times. But I'm going to do the best I can here. Now, does give us the War Games and Record Buster rank up there, and I'm going to tell you right now, your War Game Record Buster rank are going to be a lot lower than his are, but I'll go on my little rant about that when we get there, so just do bear with me. But it should be noted, and I'll read just verbatim here, whatever, what he said on the paper. It should be noted that over the course of the month, I missed some ads, never completed any special dispatch missions, so no special dispatch missions at all. All story events were cleared to max rewards for gacha tickets. All Heroic Trials 7th zones as cleared except for the 7th zone at the end of the month due to maintenance. Well, we all got that. With these issues, an estimated total Irish game would be about 150 to 200 more than the monthly total. And we'll go over that. I'll go ahead and give you my 2 cents on that when we get there. But the number, and I'll just go ahead and spoil it right now. The number that Astrology came up with was 8,002 free-to-play Iris. 8,002 free-to-play Iris required. 92 2-star units, 71 3-star units, 9 4-star units, and again, not a lot of that is just... that one would be up in the air. 5 11 draw tickets, and 4 4-star bonds from free tickets. I'm sorry, 11 4-star bonds from free tickets. Where did I see a 4 there? 1 plus 3, that's 13. Well, that's a really bad font. Anyway. I'm going to go get my eyes checked tomorrow. Anyway, let's get down to it. Let's go up here to the top. What are you doing there? Thank you. Alright, so let's go over here. And we're going to talk from the very beginning about the first day and all of these tabs. Now, obviously, the first tab at the top is ads. And that's when you log into the game. And when you go to the page where you buy Iris and go to the bonds, all that stuff, that page has a little button at the bottom. I've shown it off before, where you can actually click, play an ad, and it gives you 10 Iris for free. Now, there's also the button at the bottom of the main page when you just going through the town, where it can accrue up to 4 ads at a time. I've seen up to 7 ads, so my recommendation is to log in the morning and log in the evening and just clear those ads out. Up to 4 will accrue. I think there's a total of 7 I mathed out one day you can get, maybe even 8. I really don't know the full number. I don't know how fast that they actually spawn. I've never honestly paid a huge amount of attention to that. But if you're really diligent and really crazy about getting that, you could probably get, like, he got 20 a day. Some days he got really lucky. Like, there's the 30 over there. There's a 40 up there. I think my max is 60. And that was literally like every single one I hit was the Iris right on the gate. Because, you know, the one in the main town, that little button on the main page, that one is a scratch off. It's not guaranteed 10. But if you get really lucky in those, you can get some good numbers. Neither here nor there. So between, let's just look at day 1 for an example. So ads 20, login 40, and that's just the login events. Daily 10. Daily 10 is literally just, did you do your dailies? Did you do the Fallen Quest, the Silly Quest, blah, 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 blah. Everybody should be on the same number there, and he's at 310, obviously, for the end of the month, because there's 31 days in January, so you should be right there. Now, I am aware that February is going to be low here, but we're talking more going into January, because January is another 31-day month. Though our login bonuses have been very good this month, so we might actually be pretty close to this number. I'm neither here nor there. Everybody should be at 310 Iris by the end of the month for their daily logins, or their daily bonuses. It doesn't take 10 minutes to finish off the dailies. It takes me sometimes 20 minutes on stream, and that's when I'm chatting with you guys and just having a good time. Quests. We'll get to that. That's a 0 there is a little lazy, but it also depends on what was running. Because remember, quests are: did you do a Record Buster run? Did you do your 10 War Games runs? Did you do this? Did you do that? Blah 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 blah. You should be taking advantage of that. You'll notice there's a couple days that it looks like he didn't. I don't know what's up with that, but neither here nor there. Quests are pretty straightforward. Dispatch. Do your dispatch quests every day. Notice that he says specifically he didn't do any of the special dispatch quests, but you'll see some later on that there's some 20s in there and things like that. 25 right there on the 14th. That is Low Long Lake. Low Long Lake gives you 20. Just log in every day and do your dispatch quests, guys. It pays out. It pays out fat, and we'll cover that towards the end here as well. CP rewards. Now, CP rewards will have a big boost on day 1 and the final day for him, and I think a lot of this was because he was keeping track these days. But I wouldn't sell on the last day. I would save. I do like one at the beginning of the month, one in the middle, one in the middle of the month. But if you haven't watched the first of the month videos, basically that's what it's all about. Log in at the beginning of the month. Sell your bonds because the shop, the Sirios and Dupes shop, resets on the first of the month. So just somewhere towards the beginning and towards the middle of the month, make sure that everything is bought out of the Sirius and Dupe exchange. You want everything out of there that you can get free. And then when it resets at the beginning of the month, then you've got another just pool of 2-star and 3-star units that you can sell and acquire all your stuff. CP rewards from that can be pretty sweet. Astrology, I'm going to gather, is a more aged player like myself. Probably doesn't have a lot of CP rewards to reap. If you're a newer player or you got a bunch of newer units that you've never had before, obviously you can get some pretty wild CP rewards. I think when we got Kali and Bachi and Argana, I think I averaged like 400 Iris on each one. But again, I had a lot of CP rewards that I could just give them. And, you know, it's really, really easy when units are new to acquire free and simple CP. So if you're a newer player and you haven't been very diligent about CP, your numbers there could be phenomenal in comparison. But I'm not going to take that into account. I'm just going to throw that out there because that's very extremely variable per person. You know, there's some people that have been playing this game for a long time that have like nothing they can reap from CP rewards. And there are people that are brand new at the game that are going to be able to just go wild and crazy with CP in March and just go nuts and save a huge amount of Iris. So I'm going to just use his as an average, even though it's an extremely low average. Guild rewards. Now, it's hard for me to tell what he's considering guild rewards here, but I'll just say this. Probably not typical for most people. I believe Astrology is in a higher ranking Familia. I could be wrong, but I believe he is. Maybe if Astrology is able to catch this video, I don't know if Astrology watches this channel at all, maybe he can give us some insight into what guild rewards those were. But the long and the short of it is make sure every single day you're logging in and selling your face stones. If you're not, you're really screwing over your Familia. You want to log in every day and give those face stones. And that's not Familia Wargame, because Familia Wargame is included down there, Record Buster and Wargame. Though I will say the 140, probably that honestly comes from Master Familia Wargame and doing the daily bets. So that's probably where that comes from. Compensation. Compensation is going to be the same across the board for everybody. Hopefully we don't have any in March. We generally don't, but that's just when things break, they give us compensation for that. There was, I believe, 60 in January, and that's very, very, very atypical. We had a little bit in February because that, 7th zone at the end of January messed up, but we're not really looking for compensation rewards. We're not really going to take that into effect. And if I'm honest here, if we go down here, this little pink sliver right here, the 60, that is compensation compared to 3,200, almost 3,300 over here, and the 1,800 chunk over here, and all these. It's the smallest slice of pie. It's really nothing. So I'm not really going to dig too deep on that one. But then we get to Record Buster and Familia events, and I'm going to be a bit harsh on this one because I do feel like Astrology is able to do a lot of things that a lot of you guys watching the video aren't. I'll go on my rant on that once again when we get there. I do have a rant about that, but for now, bear with me. We'll get to that at the end of the video. Now, adding everything up. January 1. So 20 Irish from ads, Probably could have done better than that, to be honest with you. Login is 40 Iris. That's everybody gets that. Daily is 10. Everybody gets that. Quests, didn't do any quests. I don't know if any were live at that point in time, but probably missed out on that. Dispatch quests, didn't do any dispatch quests, so missed out on that. That was a missed opportunity. CP rewards, 170. Like I said, newer players could probably do better. Aged players, I'm just going to use that as an average. Guild rewards, 140. I don't know about all that. I really don't know what that's included. But still, 380 Iris for the day ain't so bad. Now, Gotcha 1, Gotcha 2, Gotcha 3, Gotcha 4. These are all the bonds that were acquired. And remember, 2-star, that was basically like all the CP rewards, got all the 2-star tickets and got borked on them. 3-star tickets did 12 3-star, or yeah, pulled 12 3-stars from tickets and got no 4-stars and no 11 draws. Maybe those are just tickets acquired. Yeah, that actually might just be tickets acquired, not actually units. So 2-star tickets 10, 3-star tickets 12, and 4-star bond from a free ticket is 1. So there you go. Pretty straightforward. So 380 Iris on day 1 is not bad. But let's talk about this row by row, and I'm going to start with ads. And you'll notice here that 20, 20, 20, 20, then 10, then 30, then 20, then 40. 40 is really good. 40 means that got very lucky. But see these zeros? These zeros are literally just missed opportunities to get free Iris. So let's go all the way to the end here. I would say 20. Man, 20 is low in my opinion. I would say average would probably be about 30 if you're very, very, very aggressive. But even then. So 20 is, remember, you do your guaranteed 10, and then you do like 4 of the scratchers, and then eventually get it. You know, worst case scenario, there's 6 of those scratchers. If you're extremely aggressive and you're only averaging 20, your luck is just crap. Sorry. But neither here nor there. 590 is probably low if you're aggressive. Now, if you're passive and you just do the 4, wait for it to accrue 4, and just do those 4, 590 is probably about what you can expect. So let's just say, sake of argument, 600 Iris just by doing your dailies. So that is a pull and a half. Just for doing the ads. That's it. And what does that take? 5 minutes of your day? Make it part of your daily routine. That's simple. Logins. Now, these are login bonuses, and we got some fat login bonuses this month. We got some really, really, really good ones. So you got 40, 50, 30, 60, blah, 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 blah. 0 on that day, but there just might not have been a login bonus. Maybe they give us Hero Fallen or something like that. This is going to be variable every month. As I said, we did really, really well this month. Came up with 520 in January. Now, will this be typical? Probably, honestly. I'm trying to think. Usually, when we go look at the daily login bonuses, usually like a 3-week span, you're getting about 400 Iris. So 520 might actually be on the low side. I don't know, but I'm just going to use that as a good base average run. Because remember, in the end of March, we're going to get login bonuses for the North American anniversary. I'm expecting some pretty good stuff there. We're going to be getting, right now in February, we've got insane login bonuses for Lunar New Year and all that stuff. So I'm just going to use 520 as the general baseline. I feel like that might actually be low, but I know the beginning of January is very giving, and then the login bonuses kind of petered off. So maybe 500-ish would be about average. I'm just going to use this number here as an average because I feel like some months are going to be better, some months are going to be worse. And really what I want to talk about is going into March, what you can save realistically. So we'll just keep 520 as the baseline run, but I feel like there's probably more there. Now, the next one is daily, and this one everybody should get. You log in, do your auxiliary quest, do your dispatch quest, that's a whole different line. Do your auxiliary quest, do your fallen quest, run a story event, talk to people in the city. I mean, it doesn't take 10 minutes, and that's 310 Iris. And we have another 31-day month coming in March. You'd gotten 280 this month and 310 the next month. Guess what? It's not hard to math. It really ain't. You should have, you ready for this? 3,650 for the year. Not hard. Well, Last year, 360. Either way, not hard math out. Just log in every day and do your stuff, guys. It's really, really, really not that hard. So I think most of the time it takes me around 10 minutes, 20 minutes if we're on stream, and I'm really just getting silly with you guys. So that's not variable. That's literally just logging in and doing the bare minimum. Now, quests. Quests would be like how when we have Record Buster, do a Record Buster run. When we have War Game, do a daily War Game, or do 10 War Game runs, etc., 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 and you'll get Iris for that. I don't know if he's including other stuff there, but notice that there was 99 on that day. I think that might have been the day we got like a new tail or something like that. This is once again going to be something that everybody's going to have the same capability to accrue. I don't know why there are single-digit numbers there, because I think normally the boosts are in like 5 or 10-digit increments. So I really don't know where those single digits come from, unless he's including just doing tail runs in there, which would make sense. If he's just including doing tail runs in there, then probably that would make sense. But let's see what the final number was for the month. Let's keep going here. Notice there's a 164 and 120 there. That's actually really good. I think there's a big number here towards the end. Or am I wrong? I'm wrong. There we are. 246 is a good one right there. And that would have been a new tail. So for the month of January, 784 free-to-play Iris. And this is only free-to-play Iris. This doesn't include any paid Iris or anything like that. 784 free-to-play Iris acquired in January. I would say that's probably pretty typical. You might even be able to do more or less. Probably more than less. But either way, everybody has those same numbers. Everybody has the same capabilities. This is absolutely nothing to do with the amount he plays the game or the aptitude of the game. That's literally just running your quests. Now, to be fair, that will also include clearing 7th Zone. I do 7th Zone videos every week. I've done one this week. I need to do the other one. We'll probably get that one out tomorrow. But do your 7 zones, S-clear that. I've talked about how easy that is these days. You do have to be a little defensive, but S-clearing is pretty simple. I don't know if it probably is long since finished Monsterphilia and that kind of stuff. So, pretty straightforward stuff, guys. Everybody has the capability to make the same amount of Iris, and I'm just going to go ahead and use that as the baseline. It feels a little low to me, but once again, the final number makes a lot of sense. Then let's talk about dispatch quests, and I am going to shame Astrology here for every 0 on this list. Day 1, there's a 0. Over here, there's a 0. Notice there's some good numbers here, though. 9, 7, then there's a 3, 10, 10, 12. There's a 25 right here. That's, I'm going to assume Low Long Lake. Low Long Lake is 20 Iris. It is worth noting that Astrology specifically said didn't do any special dispatches, and I can't blame them because I tend not to do them myself. They are a pain, and if you guys frequent the live streams, you will know that a lot of times I will ask on the live stream for you guys to help me build the teams. That is because, well, simply put, I'm too lazy sometimes to look it up. But all of those are actually in the Discords. We have guides and all that stuff, so not getting that is literally just a matter of not desiring to get that. So do your dispatch quests, guys. Very straightforward stuff. All these zeros are literally missed opportunities. You will get Iris every single day. So there's 17 right there. How'd you get 17 and not? Anyway, looks like you missed Low Long Lake quite a few times. So 193, man, you could probably get 300 Iris just doing dailies. Because Low Long Lake shows up once a week, I want to say. So a minimum, you'd have 80 in a bad month. 120 in a good month. Just that one dispatch quest alone. Including everything else, 193 feels super low. 193 feels very low. I feel like you could do really, really better on that. Especially new players. So now the only downside is to new players is that you have to have a lot of max limit broken units. But you can get... it all goes literally by the level and the limit break number. So one of the things that I've done is I've limit broken a lot of 3 and 2 star units. What I do is I just don't do the final levels. So they're like level 76 or whatever. That way I can still have some some things that I can go in and level up every single day, so I haven't run out of units to level up. Because remember, you have to level up a unit every single day. So if you max all your 2 and 3 star units, you're going to lose out on that. It's going to suck. So what I do is I leveled up a handful of units that I maybe didn't have otherwise. There's no 3-star fells, but neither here nor there. Like units like that we just don't have a lot of in the game, or maybe I didn't pull a lot of, I would upgrade those, get them up to 5 stars, but I then wouldn't do the final levels, and I wouldn't do the final status boards, just so I could have something to do on the daily. Hopefully that makes sense. But you could use those as dispatch quest units. But like I said, dispatch quest usually goes by level and their overall, rank. It's not that you probably wouldn't be able to get away with an all 2-star maximum or broken team in a lot of these, but you get pretty darn close. So if you're not able to do dispatch quests, it sucks. I know when you're new at the game, you can't do all of them, but we'll just use 193 as the base. And if you need help with a lot of that stuff, picking the right units and things like that, picking free-to-play units out of the exchange and all that stuff, definitely join the Discords and let's talk about it. We can help you guys out with that. But 193 is a good number there. And if you've been playing the game for a couple of months, you should easily be able to do the daily dispatch quests. No questions asked. Now I'm saying, if you've been here since... We're going into March. This is all about March Iris accrual. If you've been playing since December and you can't do dispatch quests, that's a you problem, not a the game problem. Sorry. Truth is real. But neither here nor there, my harshness aside, that's dispatch quests, and even, you will notice Astrology messed up on a lot of them. There's a lot of zeros there, just missed opportunities. Now, CP rewards, I did talk about this a little bit towards the beginning. CP rewards for newer players are going to be a lot sweeter than CP rewards for those of us that have been playing the game for a long time. I talked about how with Kali, Bachi, and Argana, I was able to very easily farm up 400 iris per unit very, very, very quickly. Now, a lot of that has to do with the sheer number of 2-star and 3-star units that I pull in a month's time, and not everybody's going to be privy to that, but neither here nor there. If you're newer at the game and you're pulling new units, let's say you've never had a mid before, you pull in a mid. You've never had I would be surprised if you didn't have a Hestate before, because everybody starts the game with her. But let's say you didn't have a Bachi or Argana, and you pull those units. Guess what? Brand new units equal brand new CP, and brand new CP pays out really, 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 really well. Now, you'll notice that CP rewards here really accrue at the beginning of the month for him, and then again at the end of the month. And I apologize, Astrology. I keep saying him. I don't know what Astrology is. He, she, it, them, they. I'm just going to assume with the name Astrology him, but if I'm wrong, my sincerest apologies. But neither here nor there. Astrology did beginning of the month and the end of the month. I would recommend doing beginning of the month and middle of the month, because when you dump all your CP at the end of the month, then you're kind of... Remember, on the first, they always reset. The shops always reset. So at the end of the month, you really want to save some of those 2-star and 3-star units. So I'd say on the 1st and the 15th, just check it every month and make sure that you've gotten all your CP rewards out and that you're not missing anything there. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but it will help you out drastically in the long run. Okay. Now, CP rewards, he got 290. I'm sorry, 490. 490. If you're newer, you could probably really, really blow that number out of the water. But I'm going to use it as a baseline just because I want a nice, conservative round number that we can go with. So if you're kind of making heads or tails of this, if you're newer at the game, and I will emphasize newer at the game, CP rewards, dispatch quests, and even ads could be way better numbers for you in this regard. Now, that said, let's get to the one that I think is a little bloated, and that's guild rewards. Now, if you're not part of a Familia, you're not going to get any of these. If you are part of a Familia and you're not logging into the Familia every day, you're not giving your daily faith stones, you're not doing all that, you're literally just screwing your Familia out of free stuff. So log in every day and do your Familia stuff. Just, it's that straightforward. These numbers seem a little bloated. I really don't know all of what went into this. And this is kind of where, like, if Astrology can give us some, like, information on what actually were these guild rewards, I'd really like to know. Yeah, I just don't know. Says 120, rank 6 from Familia Royale. Oh, very nice. We'll get to that in a moment. That's probably part of the guild rewards too. So, but I should not take that. That should be Familia events. So I really don't know. Guild rewards, I don't know, man. 140 seems really, really, really high. So you got a 140, you got a 90. But you should be getting, you know, a little tiny bit of Iris every single day just from people logging into your Familia. And once again, if you're not doing all your logins, you're just screwing your Familia over. This number seems really bloated, though. I've never paid enough attention, to be honest, to know what you can expect. But this seems like a really high number. I mean, a really, really, really high number. I really don't know what all that is. Unless it does include Familia Royale and all that stuff. I just don't know, because Record Buster Wargame and Familia events down here would insinuate it includes Familia Royale, but I don't see the Familia Royale numbers right here. Literally, I see Wargame and Record Buster. So let's talk about this. Well, first I'll talk about compensation. Compensation is a real gimme one. Everybody gets the same compensation. We don't get too much of this in the game. Our goal is 0 for the month, only because we don't really want the game to mess up. We got a little bit in January, got a little bit in February. Mistakes happen. It's no big deal. But I'm not going to really harp on that one too much because, like I said, it's like 60. And if you get on here, it's this little pink piece of the pie. So it's really nothing. Like, compensation is not really relevant. It's not a relevant number in the... Would you not do that? Are you doing that thing again? What are you doing? Why are you doing the thing? There we go. So compensation really isn't, like, that important of a number. Now, Record Buster and Wargame and Familia events. I'm going to guess that Guild Rewards up here includes Familia Rush. I'm going to assume. Or Familia Royale. So, Record Buster and Wargames. So this is 1/6, 282 Record Buster. You should be in the top 1,000. Now, I know that's assuming a lot. It should be your goal, though. Top 1,000 is fairly, I emphasize fairly easy. If you watch my videos, and yes, sometimes I don't do my best run on the videos. Sometimes I accidentally do. But I will show you how to get top 1,000 every single time because it's fairly simple. Even like times where I've had teams where I've been like, I don't know about this team. That's because I'm like, I don't know if this team will get top 100. Top 1,000's pretty simple because a lot of... Remember, when a gacha game like this, there's a lot of casual players. So... And I'm going to say that as there's probably 1,000 people going to be watching this video. But, you know, you're talking about on a worldwide scale. In the North American server, top 1,000 probably won't be overly difficult if you really try. Now, I'm making a huge assumption there. If you're not making top 5,000, you're really screwing up. But top 1,000 should, 90% of people watching this, should be able to pull top 1,000 in whatever server they're in. I hope. I would sincerely hope. Now, again, that feels like a pretty wild and crazy number to some, and it a little bit is, but I've also noticed there's a lot of people that just don't pay attention, don't know how to run Wargame, or don't know how to run Record Buster, or just auto-run Record Buster. You know who you are. I am shaming you publicly on this video. Don't auto-run Record Buster, unless you're just looking for the daily score. But either way, 282 in Record Buster, I would say everybody should be able to get top 1,000. You should be able to get that 700. Now, 113, top 27 in Wargame. I can't do that. I'm not going to ask you to do that. I am going to pull that back to 700. Now, that sounds pretty wild and crazy. If you are not hitting the King 1 wall, join the Discords, get help with your teams. Everybody watching this video should smack into that King 1 wall with a loud and crazy oof. Everybody. If you're not, at least King 3, guys. At least, at minimum, King 3. Don't end in Battle Princess. Don't end in Braver, for goodness sakes. Let the casuals be casuals. If you are here to learn how to accrue Iris and you're not making King 1, learn how to build a team and make King 1. That's not a bash on anybody. That's just the cold hard facts. You should be making 700 Iris per record buster per wargame. No questions asked. Absolutely. 100%. And I can't say that any louder. Like, this number right here, this 800, is pretty wild. It's nothing compared to the 950 that's over here. I don't even make that. I ain't even doing that. I'm going to say 700 for all these. So 800 there, 950 over here. I'm going to say 700, 700, 700. So we're now 350 lower on this. But, you know, I wouldn't get too hung up on that. 800 right there. I'm going to say, what's this? 100 lower, 200 lower, 250 lower. So 450 lower on all those events. Came out to 3290 right there. So if you're not pulling, I'm just going to round up to 2,900. If you're not pulling 2,900 Iris a month out of Record Buster and Wargame, you need to work on that. That's a point of necessary improvement. Now, if you've been paying attention at all, you will notice that I definitely skimped on some of these. Some of these that Astrology could have done way better on and simply didn't. CP rewards are going to be much sweeter for newer players. So, while that number probably very inflated, I would even argue that number up there, the 1765, probably pretty inflated because I believe Astrology is in one of the very top familias. 8,002 Iris. All the other numbers, I think, could be a lot better for newer players. So let's just take this and just make a wild estimate and say 7,000. I think that's reasonable and feasible. And now you're going, "Buh?" Go back, do the math. I'm going to post this in the Discord under the Danmachi guides, and maybe you guys can look at it, can help yourselves out, and kind of figure out where you're messing up. That 590 for the ads, I really feel like that should be in the 600s or higher. Mine easily is. Maybe I'm just lucky. But like I said, I log in the morning and then I log in the evening, and I just do all of mine. And I've been very vocal about this. Last March, right before the anniversary, in the 6 weeks, like the beginning of May, the beginning of May, leading up to the anniversary in the middle of June, I saved 10,000 Iris, really without trying. So you should easily be able to pull something similar, without question. That's my opinion, guys. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments section. That explains this number. Big shout out to Astrology for sharing this on the, I believe this is either on the Reddit or the Discord. I don't remember which one. But big shout out to Astrology. If you're watching this video, massive congrats and thumbs up to you. Thank you so much for sharing this information. Guys, go save your Iris. Be smart, be wise. I feel like we've got collabs coming. I believe we've got reruns coming. And let me know if this was helping you guys out at all. And once again, if you're missing some of these ranks, join the Discords. Let us help you out. We can definitely help you build teams and at least get to where you need to get. And if you're missing some units, we can help you find those units and acquire units and get your free 4-star tickets, get your free stuff, and take advantage of everything in this game, because this game really does pay out sweet. That's my video. Love this game for that reason right there. If nothing else, I'll catch you all on the next one. Good luck.